We pick students over addiction. PIC stands for Prevention, Intervention, and Connection. We provide prevention in the schools, into the classroom, and in one-to-one and groups, so young people can make educated choices, and given education, they usually do pick the healthier choices. They just want to know the facts. And then intervention is where we work with students in smaller groups that are in trouble with alcohol and drugs and aren't addicted but could go down that road of addiction. We work with them to help them make choices to get back on track. Connection is building those relationships, having offices in the schools. We get to know the kids, the students, and in that getting to know the students, we build connections so that they trust us, they know us, they understand that we're there to help them, that we're their advocate.
The prevention and education and support that Lifeways provides is a critical component for us as a community to successfully combat illegal substance abuse.
Lifeways is an option that kids can use to help them make those positive decisions, and they could go to Lifeways and say, hey, I have a problem and I need your help, and I know you can help me make these positive decisions and help me get away from the bad decisions that I've been making.
I love the idea in prevention now that we're not scaring kids into submission. You know, it's not a boogeyman that's going to get you. We offer them real information and real education for them to go out and make decisions for themselves. So we treat them like adults.
Lifeways counselors are in the schools there to connect and help students make choices that are positive. And how they do that is every day. They may be in the lunchroom, they're walking in the halls, they're in the classroom, they're talking to kids maybe after school at the game.
They don't have to get a ride, they don't have to drive across town, they don't have to do any of that stuff. They can walk down 2 floors and come into my office and knock on the door. If we were not inside the schools, we wouldn't have as many kids that are getting our services.
I've seen young people that had no hope and turned to substance abuse, and due to the network that Lifeways is able to provide to them and intervene in that unhealthy lifestyle, I've seen people succeed and become very productive and happy members of our society.
It's really amazing getting to see the change. They always say, I didn't want to come here, and I'm so glad that I did. I actually really like this class. I like the Lifeways group, the people in it.
As I started talking more with the Lifeways counselor after that, I didn't quite feel so lonely and lost anymore. It helped me build up my self-confidence, my self-esteem, and started helping me make the right choices in life and really build a better life to live.
And there's other kids that are your same age that are trying to do the same thing. And when you're doing it together and you're coping with each other, that really helps because then you get the support system.
I think the class itself just really helped me a lot because what I had was I always had spare time. And in my mind, it's like getting high just made spare time even better. So that's what I'd do, was to get high whenever I had spare time. And I think the class taking up all this time really helped me.
When he first came into the group, that he didn't think there would be a lot of talking, but after they met for a couple of days, and he was inspired by everyone being able to open up and be their real selves, and it made him talk. To me, it seems kind of sad that they have to get in trouble first before given this opportunity to, should be something that is mainstream.
While he was participating in the program, I noticed Sam's behavior change in a way that made it possible for me to reach him in a way that I hadn't been able to for a long time. It could save your child's life, really.
They don't always want to share with us because as parents, we just want to intervene right away. So having that safe environment where they don't feel judged and they feel like they can just say whatever they want to say is crazy important.
Success has to be defined really differently, I think, for us. If I can get a kid through the end of high school, that's awesome. If I can get them to come to class more than they were before, that's awesome. If I can get their parents to hear them, even if it's just for a few hours in one of our parent classes, then that's great success.
At that time in the group, we were giving rocks to the students at the end. And it had a word on there, if they, just a characteristic and a strength that we saw in them. She said, every night I fall asleep with that rock in my hand. And so it was very powerful.
Funding is always a concern with prevention and education, but we in law enforcement know that as soon as you reduce that funding, that you're going to pay later. And so it's kind of let's pay now rather than pay more later, and Lifeways definitely falls into that category.
For 14 years, we've relied on the state, the city, and the school for our funding. And in 2014, the state reported that their federal grant that they use to support prevention will end in 2019. So we have time now, and we're focusing on building sustainability for Lifeways. For future generations, Lifeways will be there in the schools. They can come into the office, see us in the classroom, be available for them because of all the challenges those young people face in their life. Having the Lifeways counselor for the past 14 years has been essential, and we don't want to see that to end. We'll need your help in the next few years to be sustainable and look into the future for Lifeways.